Have you ever felt like your conversations or interactions, engagements, discussions with friends or family or coworkers, that they could be more impactful, that you could create deeper connections? Or maybe you're trying to figure out how you could use your talents and skills and gifts and superpowers in more everyday situations as you're engaging with people. If so, you're in the right place. Because what I want to do today is I want to cover 7 secrets that are going to help you to supercharge your interactions, your engagements, your discussions that you have with friends, family, and coworkers using your gifts and superpowers. Hi, my name is Jake, and I am the founder and chief giver over at the GIVER Method. And today we're going to be diving into a topic that it can transform and it can up-level the relationships that you have, the everyday interactions you have. It can make them more meaningful and that you have deeper connections. I really like this quote by Maya Angelou that helps to articulate the point. Now, I'm going to read it off my screen because I don't want to mess up her words, okay? So it says, I've learned that people will forget what you said. I learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And so it's not always about what you say, it's about how you make them feel. That's what creates an energy. That's what creates an experience for people. Now, this is one of the core principles over at the GIVER Method, and as we are helping people become givers and impact makers. So the GIVER Method itself, we're focused heavily on helping individuals to identify and develop their gifts and superpowers so they can identify the right people to influence and impact with it. They do that by delivering value to them without asking for anything in return. A value that's so clear and vivid that people want it, so that they can have more effective engagements, more eager engagements, interactions, discussions with people. That's kind of why we're covering this topic today, is the engagements, interactions, discussions. What I found is the result is when people do that, when you develop those gifts and superpowers and you give them in that way to the right people, that there are some outcomes. One of the big ones is relationship riches, so that develops that interactions to be more impactful, like we talked about. That's why we're going to cover the 7 secrets. But you're also inviting the universe to pay you back. The universe has a way of giving back to people who take their gifts and superpowers and give without asking for anything in return. Now, it's not expected. It doesn't happen every time. It's not going to happen right away. I've just noticed over time that myself and the people who I've helped, that happens again and again and again. Trust me, once you become a giver, you're going to have the ability to transform people's lives using your gifts and superpowers. You're going to be able to create greater impact, better connections, and live a life that's more fulfilled because you are being the person that you have wanted to be. You have stepped into that world. Before we dive into the 7 secrets, though, I want to share an exciting opportunity with you, so bear with me for a moment. We are looking for 5 people who are dedicated to their personal and professional growth, and we want to invite them into our GIVER Academy, which is an 8-week online group workshop. Now, it's designed to take you through the concepts of the GIVER Method so that you can then develop those gifts, superpowers, and you can make a greater impact, eventually becoming what we call an impact maker. This is perfect for anyone who is on a path. They're already on a journey to get themselves to the next level, or they're ready to take the step into that world. Maybe they haven't started the journey and they're now ready to. So in the workshop, in this, we're going to cover things like, we're going to dive deep into identifying and developing your gifts and superpowers. We're going to learn to overcome fears and obstacles that are holding you back. We're going to walk through how to create value for others. We're going to connect you with like-minded people who are on a similar journey, and you're going to receive personal guidance that hopefully helps you to unlock more of your potential and gets you on the path to becoming who it is that you want to be. So if you're ready to unlock your gifts and superpowers, if you want to make that impact that you were born to make and that the universe is waiting for you to make, you can go ahead and email us at info@thegivermethod.com. And go ahead and, when you do that, just put in the subject line, I'm ready, the words I'm ready, and then we'll send you all the details of how that would work and how everything's going to work out for you. So once again, info@thegivermethod.com, subject line, just make it I'm ready. So now let's dive into the 7 secrets to supercharge your interactions. Number 1, which should not be a surprise to people, is that you have to know your superpowers. You have to understand what your gifts are. They're the foundation of the meaningful impacts and interactions And it begins by having that deep understanding of what your own strengths are and the things that you're working on. Your superpowers are the skills and the talents and the innate qualities that set you apart. And maybe it's your ability to connect with other people quickly. Maybe you have a knack of seeing solutions where other people don't see them. Maybe you have a talent of bringing people together and helping them to create a greater impact. Like recognizing these superpowers, it's not just about a self-awareness, it's about owning them and finding the value in them and understanding how you can harness them day to day in order to make a bigger impact. By knowing what your gifts and superpowers are, you're able to approach each engagement with more confidence and be much more clear with your purpose. So I like to give people action items or exercises they can do. So you might want to grab a piece of paper and jot some ideas down, because I'm going to give it for each of the 7. There's going to be something to think about. So for this one, I want you to reflect on maybe past successes in your interactions that you've had. And write down, what are your top 3 strengths or talents? Think about how you could amplify those and how you could use them to serve others effectively. And just jot down a couple of ideas. The second secret is that you have to practice empathetic listening. So that's like a combination of empathy and active listening, which are 2 topics we cover a ton in the book, The GIVER Method, and when we are coaching people. That's about that deeper connection through understanding individuals. Empathetic listening, it's way more than just the words. It's way more than just sitting there and hearing what they're saying. It's truly about understanding the emotions, the motivations, and the perspectives behind what people are doing. In this type of listening, you have to be fully present. You have to put aside your own thoughts, judgments, whatever it may be, and be there for them. When you listen with empathy, gosh, my tongue tied there, you're creating a safe space for people, and it's going to build trust. It's going to foster deeper, more meaningful connections. Empathy allows you to respond in ways that will resonate with the other person and leading it to be a more impactful and fulfilling interaction with them. So your action step on this one is going to be, in your next conversation, or as you go throughout conversations today, consciously focus on understanding what the other person's perspective is. Ask yourself the emotions or concerns that might be underlying the words that they're saying before you share your thoughts. Maybe after the fact, you can reflect on those things and write them down. Like I said, I'm all about keeping details, writing things out, reflecting on things. The third secret is that you have to tailor your communication style. You have to be able to adapt and in order to enhance understanding. Really effective communication is never going to be one size fits all, because people process information and they communicate in different ways. So being able to adapt your style is going to allow you to utilize your superpowers more. That's why there are things like books all around effective communication, and that, talking to certain types of people that you look up to, or maybe who work for you, or, who are on the same level as you. You change the way that you show up and the way that you interact. So you have to tailor your communication style for that. You may have a spouse or coworker who's very detail oriented and appreciates the specifics. Or I work a lot with visionary leaders, and they're trying to thrive on the big picture. So tailoring the communication that ensures the message is received and understood in the most effective way. Being adaptable is going to help improve the clarity of the interactions. It also it shows respect that you're understanding that person by adapting the communication style, and they definitely feel more valued and understood by you. So your action item on this one is that I want you to, throughout the next week, I want you to think on your communications. Is there a way you typically show up to communicate? How do you take some of these principles to interact with them interact with people differently? And then take note of maybe how you adjust it, or maybe in hindsight, what you could have done differently that would have adapted your communication style to them in order to be more effective while you are engaging with them. The fourth secret is that you have to share your expertise, what you're the best at, what you're great at, thoughtfully. You add value, but you don't want to overwhelm people. One of the best ways that you can contribute to interactions is by sharing your knowledge and expertise with others. However, it's super, super important that you do that without overshadowing the conversation or undershadowing the feelings that are happening within that conversation. Consider the context that you're giving, because sometimes less is going to be more. Offering out insights in a thoughtful and measured way ensures that you are actually contributing to the conversation, and the contributions are valued by the other person in the interaction. They feel informed, taken care of, empowered, whatever it may be, rather than overwhelmed by giving them too much information at once. So your action step on this one is going to be to identify a piece of knowledge, a helpful tip, something you have that you could use to benefit someone else's life. And then think about how you could deliver that to them, the ways that you can add value in your next interaction with individuals, or maybe identifying who it is that you want to do that for. The fifth secret is going to be to use your creativity to solve problems. Clearly, you have to be able to bring innovative solutions to the table. Creativity is a powerful tool that it's going to help with problem solving, allowing you to look at the challenges in new angles, look at the problem in new ways, and come up with solutions that others might have overlooked. Now, that could be used with, I don't know, if you're experiencing like family issues or navigating a work conflict or brainstorming ideas. Like creative thinking, it transforms a difficult situation into an opportunity for growth. We're always focused on taking anything that could be negative and making it into a positive. So how is this opportunity for growth? And by approaching problems with that open mind, it's that you're willing to explore maybe unconventional solutions. It turns challenges around. It turns it into moments where you can be innovative and progress, and people notice that. So your action step here is the next time that you come upon a challenge, a problem, whatever that may be, take a moment and try to brainstorm maybe 3 out-of-the-box, unconventional ideas that you could do for that, and consider how the approaches could lead to better outcomes, maybe how that could lead to different outcomes with different individuals within your life. The sixth secret is that you have to spread positivity. You elevate your energy in every interaction. Honestly, that's something I've had to work on a lot. You'll notice I have bracelets. This blue one here, that's part of what I try to use it to remind myself to be more positive and engaging and loving and caring in conversations, interactions with people. I had to give myself a reminder because I'm trying so hard to make sure I'm staying positive as I work with people on things, as I move throughout the world, as I interact with individuals. Positivity is infectious. People will feel it in your interactions, and it has the power to uplift and inspire those around you. Whether it's a kind word you say, a genuine, like heartfelt compliment, simply maintaining optimism, during any sort of an outlook, is spreading positivity that can change the dynamic of the interactions you're having with others. This will create an environment where people feel more encouraged and valued and motivated to engage with you more deeply. By focusing on this, choosing to be positive, you're going to enhance your own experience as well as the people around you. They're going to have a way better feeling having interacted with you at that time. So your action step here is that I want you to, in every interaction you have for the rest of the day, I want you to make a conscious effort to share one positive observation, compliment, kind word, something with them, and then reflect back at the end of the day on what were the outcomes you saw from that. The seventh secret, last secret we're going to cover is to practice presence. You have to be fully engaged and attentive. The world is full of all sorts of distractions, and we have these things, these phones and all these things that could be there. So it's difficult to be fully present when there are interactions. It's hard to use your gifts and superpowers to make an impact when it's in this type of an environment. When you're giving people your completely undivided attention, you are communicating to them that they're important to you and their words and feelings matter. This level of presence, it's going to really deepen the connections you have. It's going to make sure that your interactions are way more meaningful and effective. By practicing this sort of a presence, you create the space for real communication to happen. You create the space where people feel heard and they feel respected and they feel valued. Your action step here should be pretty clear. In your next interaction, put away all distractions, your phones, your to-do lists, your emails, internal dialogues, whatever it may be, and just be present there with them. Remember that as you're doing these 7 secrets, as you're taking these action items, the key to supercharging your interactions isn't about being perfect. It's not about that in any way. It's about being authentically you and using your gifts and superpowers to create those more meaningful connections with others. As you, if you were to take these ideas, if you embrace these 7 secrets, it's going to enhance your personal and professional relationships. It's going to make much more lasting impact on those around you. It's going to change who you are and how you show up to others in the world. Now, as we look at that within the realm of the GIVER method, you're going to use that to tap into your superpowers. You're not only going to enhance your life, but you are going to positively impact those around you. And so I'm going to challenge you to take at least one of these action items and implement them. Implement them today, implement them this week. Use them in those interactions and take the time to then reflect back on the positive outcomes you saw from that. And as a reminder, if you are ready to take your own growth and take your growth journey to the next level, then I definitely want to remind you that we are about to start up the GIVER Academy, that 8-week group workshop. And so this is your chance to deep dive into the GIVER method, to overcome the obstacles, create a more vivid value for others, to connect with people like yourself, to find those ways that you can use your gifts and superpowers more and become the person you want to be. So we're definitely looking for 5 people who are dedicated to that, who want to unlock their full potential and become true impact makers. If that is you, please send us an email to info@thegivermethod.com. Put the subject line, "I'm ready," and we will send you more details about that workshop. It's time to stop procrastinating and start making more of an impact on the world and the impact that you were born to make. Amongst everything, I always tell people, please believe in yourself, believe in what you're trying to do, believe in the impact that you can make. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, like, share it with someone who might find this helpful. Comment your thoughts in the bottom. Come back after you've done the action items and let me know what the outcomes were. Until next time, keep giving, keep growing, make a better impact, greater impact in your life and in others' lives, and we'll see you in the next one.